Hello everyone, welcome back to another Caleb Aquatics video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a great starter beginner leopard gecko aquarium, the basics of heating to lighting, to a little bit into food. So let's get right on into the video here. So if you're like me, I'm a beginner into reptiles. I need to disclaimer this first. I've not had reptiles the whole long of time. I've only had my reptiles behind me for about 6 to 8 months now. So it's been a while, but I'm still not very beginner, but I'm not very expert. So what I'm going to be doing is pretty much mocking these 20-gallon aquariums. These are two 20-gallon aquariums with both leopard geckos inside of them. I have this 10-gallon aquarium right below that has a leopard gecko in it. Here, this tank that I'm setting up is going to be perfect for this leopard gecko that I have here. So the tank that I'll be using is a 20-gallon aquarium. A 20-gallon aquarium is the perfect size. So you can use anything from leopard gecko to reptile tanks, pretty much as long as it has a 20-gallon aquarium base floor space, pretty much, which is they're not going to use height, they're just going to use the bottom. So as long as it's about 2 foot, about 12 inches wide, that's a perfect tank for me for leopard geckos, as they can get pretty large. So first we're going to need some sort of stand. I'm just using this extra aquarium stand I have right behind me. As you guys can see it here, I'm just going to be using this, and the tanks have gone here as of now just for demonstration purposes. And then this tank will actually go into my rack. So let's go ahead and grab the tank and put it on the stand here. Alright, as you guys can see, the tank that I will be using is a deluxe dessert gecko tank. Don't get me wrong, this thing has had its work. As you guys can see in the box, this has went through a long way, but this will be using. This is a 20-gallon aquarium. It comes with some lights, some hides, things like that. Some of this stuff is not necessary, but some of this actually is necessary. Let's first open up the box and let's see what's inside here. Since I don't have a knife, I'm just going to be using a pen here. Works the same thing. Just pretty much got to get the tape off. There we go, got the tape off there. So let's go ahead and get all this wrapping box out of here, as I will not be needing this. Let's get this all open. There we go. So let's go ahead and get the tank out, and I'll be back to you when the tank's out on the stand. Alright, we got the tank out. You can see all the different accessories and things like that inside. But let's first talk about positioning your tank. First off, you're not going to want your tank by any windows. You want some stable, temperature. So you don't want to buy windows, you want to buy heaters, things like this. This is just my bedroom, so this is perfectly fine the way it is now. But you just want to make sure peace of mind, so it's not by any cool drafts that would come in or hot summer. So it's pretty much a constant draft in the middle of your house. You can put it on a wall, just not by any windows, because you don't want any cold drafts coming in and possibly damaging your reptile. But I first want to mention that this tank is not necessary for you. You do not need the starter kit. If you have an extra 20-gallon aquarium or bigger, you don't want to go too big. I would say maybe you can do like a 29, pretty similar size. It's actually the exact same similar size, it's just taller. So if you want a little taller tank, it's not going to do anything for your reptile. But you could use a 29 or a 20-gallon tank as long as you have a good lid. If it's a climber, sometimes you don't even need a lid. Like this tank right behind here doesn't even have a lid. This one does have a lid on top of it though. So as long as you have a tank, pretty much you can get all the rest of these things DIY, or go purchase them at your local Petco or PetSmart or things like that. So first, this lid that comes with it, it kind of snaps into here, so it like slides into it just to make sure it's a tight fit. I'm going to remove that here first. First thing is a dome light. So first thing I want to mention, I do not use any dome lights for my leopard geckos. Some people do, some people don't. It's all up to your personal preference, but I've had these leopard geckos no problem without any sort of light like this wise. I don't even use heat lamps, I don't use UVB bulbs, anything like that. All I simply use is a heat mat, which we'll get into the later video here. But this I will not be using. If you would like to use this, it's not going to hurt anything. Just make sure you do a little bit more research, as I will not be covering in this video here. So the next thing we got in here is some reptile carpet. I would first like to talk about this. This is pretty much just like carpet, as you guys can see right here. I want to talk about this here first. Some people like reptile carpet, some people don't. So I'm kind of in the middle. There's nothing completely wrong to me. Some more advanced people do not like it because sometimes they can get their fingers, like their toes caught inside of it. I've personally used this, never had any problem. But let's talk about a couple substrates here quick. You can use paper towels. Just get a bottom layer. You can use vinyl, any sort of vinyl that's non-toxic, things like that. Or you can use this reptile carpet. It's since it's included inside the tank, I will just be using this as it's included for me. But if you don't have any of this, you can simply use paper towels, which are easy to clean, any vinyl, things like that. Next thing we got in here is this kind of this big old bundle just full of stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up and see what we got inside here. All right, first thing we got in here, it looks to be like a hide. So I'm just gonna set this inside the tank for now. First thing here is we have a temperature gauge here. All right, first thing that we got here is a temperature gauge. This is gonna monitor temperature inside of the tank. I don't even use these since sorry about that, guys. My camera battery ended up dying on me, so I got a new camera battery in. Hopefully this one lasts me a little bit longer. But the first thing I was talking about, I can't quite remember where I was talking about. But temperature-wise, I actually use like aquarium temperature things. Not even necessary. As long as your temperature, just some basic knowledge that I know is you're gonna want your hot spot. So there's gonna be a hot spot and a cool spot inside of your aquarium. A hot spot is where your heat mat is gonna go. I will show you here that in a minute. That's where your heat mat's gonna go underneath. That's like the hot side and the cool side. So on the hot side, you're gonna want anywhere from about 90 to 100 degrees. On the cool side, you're gonna want anywhere from about 80 to 90, sometimes down to 75 to 70. That's perfectly fine. So the Leopard Gecko can go back to back to see if we want it to warm or cool or kind of in the middle. So that's what you're gonna want here. This is a black heat bulb. I don't use heat bulbs. Some people do, some people don't. I've got perfectly fine without it, so I'm not gonna use this heat bulb here. Next thing in here, we've got two little food dishes. You're gonna need dishes. So this you can use. I don't use personal like food dishes. I personally use like tongs and feed right up to them, things like that. So that's what I like to do. You don't even need dishes. You're gonna need a water dish. So if you want to use like a little dish like this for water, you could. I have other things that I'm gonna use myself. Next thing that comes in this little kit, tropical mists, humidifying spray. I'm not gonna use this as it looks deformed. I'm not going to use this. Next thing, this comes with a little setup care guide. This is just going to show you like a little Leopard Gecko thing, pretty much as I'm showing you the video here now. Next thing, last and final thing is a daylight blue bulb. As I said, I'm not using any bulbs, so I won't need that. Here is $2 off coupon book, more junk that I don't need. The last final thing in here is a little hut, which I actually will be using. If I get this thing open here. There we go. So this is a little hut that it's going to be like a little hide. So this is going to go over your hot spot. You're going to want to pick up another one of these, preferably for a cool side, so it kind of has a cool and warm side hide. So this is what I'll be using for that here. I want to mention what you're going to need for this project. You're going to need some sort of bedding. If that uses reptile carpet, if you use vinyl, if you use paper towels, you're going to need that. And then you will need a water dish. You will also need two hides, one for a cool side, one for a warm side. And that really is about it, other than a heat mat. A heat mat pretty much sticks underneath the tank, as I will show you here in a couple minutes in the video here. First thing I'm going to want to do to set up this tank is go ahead and grab this reptile carpet, take the box out, roll it on into the tank. There you go. I got my reptile carpet down. I have my hot side, things like that. Next thing, just for this video, I will redo it, but I'm going to use the built-in bowls that came with this setup here. So I'm just going to use the ones that came with this. I'm not going to use this, but this is just for demonstration purposes. For water dish, you're going to want to put this on the cool side. I like to put it on the cool side. That's my preference. So once again, here you have a hot side. This is where the heat mat's going to go underneath the tank. You have the hide right on top, reptile carpet, or your substrate of choice, and then a water bowl. And then I have this extra little reptile hut here. I'm going to put this on the cool side. This will be the cool side hut as well. So there's probably be some drama about this. I like to use fake plants. Some people do not like this. I just want to mention once again, I am not a complete expert. I'm just teaching you the knowledge that I know as myself. But some leopard geckos will actually try to bite this. Some people don't like doing this. I'm perfectly fine with doing it for myself because I've never had any problems. But if you want to add a couple of greenery, you could. So you can kind of stick that in there. Get it how you want. Something like that. Kind of a little greenery. Things like that there. Next thing is a heat. What is this called? What is this called? What is this called? Heat mat. Next thing on the list here is a heat mat. As you can see, it's pretty much this black pad. These are gonna run you anywhere about 20 bucks or so. Pretty much all it is, since this is hot now, because I have this on one of my other tanks here. So it is plugged in, that's why I can't really get close to the camera and show you. But this is a very simple way. What it is a black pad that heats up pretty much. You plug it in. Some people like to use a thermostat. You don't, me personally, I have it on a couple of mine, but some people like to do it a thermostat, so it keeps it at a constant 90 degrees. Sometimes these can malfunction and have it too hot or too cold in the tank. Pretty much all this is this goes on the bottom of your tank. Simply just like this, you're going to want to pretty much lift up your tank and stick this to the bottom of your tank on your warm side. Next thing is food. I use super worms and mealworms. These are pretty simple. You can also use cockroaches, dubia roaches, other things like that. Some other people use as well. I personally only do them once in a while. These are my main diets. Also things like that. But though these are my main diets, I don't do a whole lot of other cockroaches and things like that. I do it once in a while and things like that. But other than that, that's my main diet for them. So that is going to complete a very simple rundown. I want to once again state I am no professional in this. If you're going to want to check out other videos of more in-depth like proteins that they're going to need, more in-depth food, check out some other YouTube videos. I know there's a lot more great videos. Or if you want me to create another video, let me know down in the comment section below. Let me know down in the comment section if you disagreed with anything. I'm really happy to take in more what is it called? More advice. That's what it was. I'm happy to take in some advice, things like that, so I can learn as well. I'm learning. I'm just, once again, I'm not a professional at these things. I've only had them for a short amount of period of time. Some other people have had them for years and years and years on end. But if you want to see other videos about like what water to use or what reptile to get or things like that, I'm not no expert, but you can go check out Everything Fish. I will leave a link down in the description. Go check him out. He's another great young fish person. That made a lot of sense. He's another great YouTube channel though that does some fish and reptiles. He knows a lot about reptiles, so if you want to go check out his videos, let him down in the comment section that I sent you. If you have any other questions, you can ask him as well, if I don't get back to your comment as well. But that is going to complete today's video. I thank you guys all so much for watching today's video. Please like this video, or please let me know in the comment section though if you disagreed with something. Once again, I'm still new to this, so just let me know down in the comment section below. I just want to appreciate all you guys for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe, things like that. By the way, 900 subscribers will be giving away a free fish tank. If you missed that video, go check that out up in the iCard. I can't remember which corner. Go check that out. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and that will be it for today's video. Peace out. Peace. You know, if I ever go bald, I mean, you can use leaves as your hair. I mean, if you just simply stick it in there, it's a cheap alternative. You know, what are those things that those people wear at weddings that like put their hair in the back there and they like have this like tail thing? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just kind of whack. Peace out.